Sawadee krab. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to TICA webinars today. We have special guests this afternoon. She's our CDC in TICA, and also she's the GM of the Athene. Let's welcome Ms. Goh Chu Leng. Good afternoon. Sawadee krab.
Thank you for your warm welcome, and welcome to the Athene Hotel.
How are you today?
Awesome, very interesting. Although we don't have masks here, but we are still respecting social distancing.
Indeed.
Thank you.
So thank you for sparing your time. I'm sure that Athene is very busy right nowadays.
Getting busier, as busy as we could be.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, without further ado, I will leave Ms. Goh Chu Leng to conduct us. Thank you.
Thank you, very. So, good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to the Athene Hotel. Today is the first time I'm doing a webinar, a coaching or training versus via the platform like this. It's very interesting that I only see gadgets rather than human being in front of me. So get patient with me. So let me start. This webinar was, I had a discussion with Kun Ying from TICA a while ago, about a couple of weeks ago, and mentioning about what we are doing at the hotel. And she felt that this initiative is quite interesting to a lot of people. I thought this initiative is actually quite a boring topic, associate optimization. But later did I realize that it's quite interesting, whereby there are many registration coming through. So thank you for signing in, and I will start. So a little bit background. Sometime a bit more, but anyway, originating from Singapore. I don't read and write Thai, not yet, but as good as it can go. Running this hotel, for those of you who are not aware of the Athene Hotel, it is over 300 rooms and a lot of function space. We were the first hotel to receive ISO 2012-1, and then recently with a SHA certificate, if you are wondering what that is. And since we received the certificate, I think it was about a week ago, many phone calls from my colleagues wanting to get this certificate too. So there will be a webinar actually about SHA certificate organized by THA and TAT on Wednesday the 10th of June. So it's not related to TICA, but I thought that if you really want to know how to get your certificate, please register that webinar. My team could support you if you need to know how to access to that webinar. Okay, without further ado, let me jump into the agenda. Before I start, I usually like to know my audience, what kind of audience is in. So I would like you to take some time to do the poll. So Kun, can you start? So basically, I'd like to know from the audience, mostly good. We have 20 over people. Maybe when we hit 100, we can move on to the second question. Yeah. So I'm glad to hear that a lot of you are from hotel, because what I'm sharing is really some practice that we do in hotels, which is very relevant for especially my size of hotel. Wow. Okay, not many from 500, but most of the team is 300 to 500. Give it a little bit more time. Wow, we have over 20% of the team here that works in organization that is above 500. So this is definitely for you. Okay. Most mid-size. Okay. Well, should be good enough. I know the audience. Great. All right. So let's jump into the agenda. Okay, maybe we have the first slide. Yeah. So we're going to go through the agenda. When we promoted this course, I'm actually talking about associates optimization. But maybe the name of the topic could be quite boring, so we came up with another topic, which is multitask versus multi-skills. What's the difference? So I'm going to address that as one point. Then I will jump into what is skill optimization. Then what are the benefits for associates and for the organization? And then how to process to implement skill optimization in your organization, and then some key takeaways. So hopefully the next hour will be a very interesting hour for yourself. And if you have many questions, and I hope you do have, please use Slido to type in your questions. And if some of the participants that like those questions, they will click like so that they will be prioritized for me to actually respond to those questions first. I like to use this forum really beneficial to all. So don't be shy. There's no question that's silly questions. Just keep on asking questions. I'm also learning this together. Okay? So first, multitask versus multi-skills. So you can see this man here. All right? He's able to play his iPad, watching, drinking coffee, reading a book, and doing many things at one go. I was like that once upon a time. As a matter of fact, I was actually very proud that I can multitask. I thought that I could do many things at one go. Until one fine day, my daughter actually said to me, frequently when I'm at home, I will be looking sometimes at my computer, watching a movie at the same time. And my daughter will be talking to me at the same time, asking me a question. And usually when the only answer that I actually get to hear is, "How about it, mommy?" And I will turn around, "Darling, what did you say?" So that's a moment when I actually realized that multitasking doesn't work. It takes a longer time to do one job. So since then, very quickly, I actually stopped multitasking. Instead, I move on to multi-skills. What's the difference? Meaning an individual has many skills. The more valuable you are. So having these skills doesn't mean you're going to apply it all in one go. So you have a skill of drinking coffee. Well, coffee, typing, listening, you can't do all this together. But skill set of having it a multi-skills, you can apply the skill whenever it is needed. And that's definitely a lot more valuable for the individual. So multitask, gone. Okay. The situation we have today, I have to bring this slide in. So the word crisis, I think everyone in this room or in a webinar there is also frustrated or at the same time not knowing what to do with this crisis. We are still in a crisis. We were in a crisis a couple of months. We're still in a crisis, and we don't know how long this is going to last. What I want to highlight in this page is this. You see the two Chinese words. Okay, one, for those of you that are Chinese, like myself, is called wei. Wei means danger, so that's part of a crisis. When there's a crisis, it means danger. And opportunity is the second word called ji, opportunity. So in Chinese definition of a crisis, when they say there's a crisis, they always say wei ji, meaning when there's a danger, it always creates an opportunity. So this is how we start in this hotel with the associates. So you can't stop crisis, but how we can create it as an opportunity is key. The COVID effect, I'm sure all of you are all affected. It costs us a lot of money. For me, those are school fees that we are paying. So let's jump into what could we learn from this exercise. The school fees we already paid. So when we were busy, but not busy as a hotel is not busy, but as leaders and leaders of the team, we kept thinking of what could we be doing better. And I'm sure for the leaders in the forum, you guys will be listening or thinking about it every day. The hotel is not busy with guests, but you're actually very busy. you're busy thinking what else could you do to make the whole situation better. And I'm sure everyone in this team, if you are a leader, you will be one point thinking at any time of the day. And it could be every day. So as a team, we came up with, why don't we use this time that is less busy to optimize the skills of the associate? And I'll tell you why we do that. So before I jump into what is skill optimization, so I'd like to explain to you what is skill optimization. So I took some kind of translation. So optimization, a word on its own, it means an action of making the best. So you optimize your rates, you optimize your everything, your skills. So today we are here to talk about skills optimization. So it's about adding value to the associate themselves and their skills plus other functions. It's a set of competencies that allow associates to work on areas and in departments that are other than their own expertise. So the key is flexibility. This allows organization to be flexible. And I'm going to explain how does it help us. So let's jump. So before you start anything, and I always believe in, you must ask a question, why as a leader? Why? Why do you want to do this? Because you must understand as a leader before you can implement it or roll it out within your organization. So we ask the questions. So it's adaptability for the staff in multiple roles. It's good for the hotel. So if somebody could work on this department at the same time able to work in housekeeping, it is flexible for the hotel to manage the team. Okay? At the same time, we'll be known as a hotel that we will have the best associates. So my porter now no longer carry bags. My porter now is able to host a guest to their room. My porter is actually able to check in a guest one day, right? So the aim of this is to want to have a best-in-class associate. So what does that mean to the associate? It increases the value for the associates themselves. They become proud, you know. So being a porter, I'm not limited being a porter. Being a cook, I'm not just working behind the kitchen. I can serve the guests and I can serve really, really well too. So they can do a lot more. Able to manage the cost more effectively, for sure. As an organization, if you have a team of people who are able to do many types of different work. Just give an example. Today we are running, say, 80% occupancy. I may not have enough room attendant to make up the room. But I have a group of banquet associates that have been certified how to handle chemicals, how to clean up the room, housekeeping ABC. And today there's no event in the hotel. So this group of associates could actually support my housekeeping. So this, we will not need a lot of base of associates to run an operation. So this definitely supports the cost more effectively. So flexibility in minimization of disruption. And I'm not only referring to a crisis. For sure, when you have a crisis, you want to be more flexible. Like having a high number of associates with zero business or next to nothing business is not very healthy for the organization. But I'm not only referring to a crisis, because a crisis may become every 5 years, every 10 years or so. I'm talking about even daily disruption. For example, some people could have an accident and they can't come to work, and this is the only associate coming to work. But now you have actually somebody replacing the associate. Or somebody, maybe 3 people call in sick. But definitely you have other departments that can support the function quite easily. So finding talents within your own hotel or your own organization, this is the objective of it. So again, as leaders, we discuss about why we want to do it. Then how do we roll it out? First, people will do things only it is useful to them. Make sense? So we want the associates to learn extra skills. We have to tell them what is good about that. First, they can work better. They have a choice of other jobs rather than the job they have been doing for the last 5 to 10 years. And a lot of the jobs they are doing now may not be the job of their dream job, but maybe because they left school, That's the first job they actually experienced and they got stuck with it. But now is the opportunity because the hotel or the organization is not busy. So you can actually use those extra time that you have to actually go train. Oh, I want to do my dream job is actually at the front desk rather at the food and beverage. So they can actually go train somewhere else using the time at the company. So like I mentioned, the personal goals could be achieved. So in case in their wrong job now, they actually could move to the right job. Increase job security. So what does that mean? Very simple. If my associate here, from generally they only know one skills, when they walk out of the hotel, they can do 3 to 5 skills. I'm sure every owner or every management company out there would want the associate that's able to do more than one job. So for sure, they are going to have more advantage than those people that are able to do only one job. Next is also helping these associates when they have time to cross-train or learn something else. They actually are part of the jigsaw puzzle. You know, in Thailand, the labor force has never been too expensive. So it is the norm to have a few hundred associates. So everyone is doing like a jigsaw. So they are one piece, and many pieces together make a picture of the hotel. They don't necessarily know what is the picture beside them, or above them, or on the side. So by doing this exercise for the past month, and we're going to continue to do that, it actually builds the understanding for these associates. Give you an example. Front office agent, they check in guests. In the past, I mean, those front office team is usually better in English and they're able to communicate to guests. Guest walks in and the room is not ready. What they do is they press to housekeeping button to say, please rush to do this room. So usually it would take 45 minutes to an hour to do one room. But because of the lack of knowledge, they keep on pressing the button, say, come on, hurry up, the guest is in front of me. By now, my front office associates actually do some training at room attendant. They actually do understand that by pressing the button is not helping you to get the room faster. Rather, you should use that 45 minutes and find out where are the opportunities for you to move the room around, rather than forcing, please get me this room, when we have 50 other rooms actually available for check-in. So these are little knowledge we can actually share with the team so that they find it more useful for their day-to-day job. So last but not least, the associates development building on existing skills. So even their existing skills, they can even groom to become better. So the associate skills optimization is nothing got to do about career growth. It's all lateral move. It's all about learning another skill. So it's not like a supervisor or assistant front office manager wanting to be a front office manager. No, it doesn't work like that. It's more of this same level moving to another role and the concept of what do they know about the other job. Okay, so of course, without doubt, it is definitely beneficial to organizations. Some of the points I've already gone through. Flexibility and minimization of disruption, we've gone through. Increased productivity and better quality of deliverables. So for example, today maybe I have a meeting of 30 people. So the associate is just doing the meeting and there's nothing else the banquet staff is doing. So that is not helpful with the productivity. If the same person could do meetings and could also do back of house and other skills that they have, so the whole day they're actually busy, not just busy for 3 hours. Same goes for development of associates across projects and departments. Definitely, like mentioned, people will get better knowledge of the entire operation, and in the end, it actually support the whole capability and collaboration of the hotel. Better understand of the business needs. So associates are, the more they understand about our business, the more they will do for the organization, and that is natural. So in the previous time, like you can see, it's a very silo type of organization. So now when you have more cross, people understand why they are there and how they could do better. And everyone wants to do better. Last but not least, it always boils down to cost. Okay? Okay, I've speak enough of the benefits. So are we ready to start? Hey, I can hear from you guys that you're ready. So, how to start? You must analyze your own organization. So, how big is your organization? Do you have fat in your organization? Can you do better if you do some kind of skills optimization? Or you are already very lean, then you don't have to do much about it. So analyze if there's a need for you to actually move on to optimize the associate. And you always have to start, when you want to launch something like that, explain why to the team. People will do more if they understand why they are doing this. Don't just give instructions and say, just do it. Because by doing that, they don't understand and they make mistakes because they never understood why are we doing it. So explaining and actually using the time to explain to the team, sometimes several times, is critical to success. Third, learning. This is a lot of learning. Create excitement. You can't learn, or you can learn, but you will not be excited about it. If you are excited about learning, or you make your learning very exciting, when people will want to learn more. And how we present it to all associates is an entitlement. So you are entitled to use the company's time to learn something else and improve yourself. Isn't that great? So it is fair for all and everyone gets to learn it. So another one is check and balance. So anything that you want it done as a senior leader, you understand what gets measured gets done. If you implement something and it's not measured, people tend to forget things and then move on. And once you start the ball rolling, there must be some success story. So what's FOMO? Okay, no one responding. This is not a class. I'm going to define it. It's called fear of missing out. That's human being. So if my colleague is doing skills optimization and having this success and sharing with the colleagues that, oh my God, we're doing this and that. I really enjoy this learning. And what do you think the others that haven't started will do? They will start to, oh, I would really want to do it because that's human being. It's called fear of missing out. Okay, I'll give you simple step-by-step process. All right, so feel free to ask questions towards the end if you want me to go through some parts. So you have to start off by creating the skills for your own department. So if I am, say, front office manager, I would have to create a task list for my different jobs, say front office agents, a concierge task, and a porter, so that anyone that wants to learn from me will review the list if these are the things that they are interested to get on. So the task list should be created in conjunction with a job description, but not only job description. So you have to indicate task and the number of hours. I'll show you a sample after. So the task list can be in any kind of learning. So my company, or under Marriott, we have a lot of online training. So a lot of the training could be listed as online and they have to complete those online training. Then there are some documents they have to learn, or if you're a housekeeping attendant, you must learn how to do housekeeping ABC, and then handle chemicals, having the supplier to teach you about handling chemicals and hygiene standard, things like that. And then you get certified. So last but not least, when these associates move to another department to be trained, it will be trained by supervisor or manager and above. So not just a room attendant to another room attendant. So it should be always balanced and checked by the supervisor. So I pull out the list. I think this one is HR, or Learning and Development Officer, which in our company means training department. So what does the training officer needs to know? So these are the list of tasks and the date to be done. And usually this task will be signed off by the sending department and the receiving department, because at the end of every optimization, we will record it. Okay, I put a map for you. Maybe will help you to understand a little bit better. So it starts on from the leader. So the leader of each department spend time talking to their team members. So if you have 10, you have 20, you talk to your team. So even like a food and beverage associates, like this hotel, I have 500 people. You're not talking to all 500 people. So every department has maybe a leader will have 10 or 15 people reporting to them. So this person will talk to the 10 and 15 to explain the objective of this optimization. So talk to them. So we had this mid-year review or we have year-end review. Talk to the associates. What inspires them? What else do they want to do? You know, they are young. They are 25, some 35. Even if you are 55, you can still learn. Because even if you reach 60 years old, you still have at least 25 years of age before you die, generally speaking, because average age may be in the 80s. So anyone, there's nobody too old to learn. So have a chat. I think this chat is very important to talk to the associate. What inspired them? What is a dream job they want to do? Okay, and then help them. Again, to repeat, this is not a promotion. So you are a room attendant. I want to be a front office manager. So that's not realistic. So a room attendant can maybe move to a lateral position of a room attendant. It could be a florist, could be a linen, could be a service attendant. It could be even a potter. So similar kind of position rather than a promotion. So after you talk to your team, you start discussing with the receiving department if they are willing to take your associates. Because receiving department could take only X number of associates from another department. Because let's say if you have 10 people working in this restaurant, you can't take another 10 just for trainees. Maybe you take 5 people at most. So the receiving department would have to measure how many people they are able to take and able to coach them to complete the optimization. And at the same time, the current department that have already 10 associates should try to move a few people out for learning as well in another department. So the next one, we talk about the requisition and task list, which I show you on the previous page. So once that is all signed, you begin your journey of learning, or the associates. So some of the job takes 100 hours, some takes 150, some takes more junior job 80 hours. So it really depends on what kind of role you are moving on. So once you complete that, the attendance must be endorsed with the receiving department and the learning and checking on the learning. And once this is all completed, our training department will issue a certification of the task that is completed. All right. So it's quite interesting. I can't even pause if you guys have questions. So next one. So when the leader talk to the associate, okay, they will have to ask them to fill in 3 jobs. So one job is within the department. For example, being an organization like this hotel, we have like 500 associates. There are many, many positions. So there are many positions within the department you can cross-train. So if a front office, let's go for front office team, there is a potter, could go to learn concierge, GSA. So within the department, they have a few that they can actually try to learn more, or even go all the way to lounge and things like that. Then job 2 is within the division. So within the division for front office will be the potter, maybe wanting to go to room attendant. Still under rooms division, but it's outside their own core department. So that's the idea of it. And job 3 is something outside their own division. So going back to the potter example, so this same potter could maybe put a job that I want to be a waiter. So that is a completely different food and beverage division. So that's the idea of job 1, job 2, and job 3. So what do we optimize? So I've explained a lot on skills optimization, but this is not the only thing we optimize in this hotel. I have department optimization, which I will explain what it is. And the last one is position optimization. So try. So going back to skills optimization, we've started this for the last month or so. Currently, actually 57 is already in training. Some of them has been certified for more junior jobs. This month, we're going to have at least 100 going to optimize in other departments in June. So by month end, we will run another report again. Then department optimization. What does that mean? I have 500 associates. I have around 60 departments. 60. So give you an example, kitchen, I have butcher, one department, cold kitchen, main kitchen, all-day dining kitchen, banquet kitchen, canteen. So all these are different departments. So we are going to merge some departments and expect, 70% is a very stretched number, but we're going to at least half of these departments will be merged to one department. And I'll explain to you why merging the department helps. So let me explain what I have done on department optimization. So every company or every hotel, since I've seen most of my team that's listening, they're all from hotel. You must have a department called operator or whatever you call them, right? So this runs 24 hours. Then we have a department we call reservations. So this team of people take people who wants to take the booking. So reservations team is only weekday, or maybe like you don't work on Sunday, you don't work at night. So we always have an out of office message whereby if you contact after 10, we will reach back to you the email later. We merge it this month. So what does that mean? All my operator or guest service center people actually have to learn what is reservations. And reservations is now run 24 hours. No longer we need an out of office message because we respond as per brand standard. So instant chat. So in the past, I'm sure in hotels you have instant chat and you are trying to manage your instant chat. So you can get instant chat from Line if you have a Line group of the hotel. You have Facebook Messenger where people just will write to you and expect an answer within 3 seconds. You have instant chat through TripAdvisor. You have instant chat from even the time Expedia and all these platforms of instant chats. So certain hotels have marketing communications to manage, sometimes GM's office, sometimes usually an operator, sometimes sales and marketing, sometimes guest experience manager. So it's very ad hoc. But the problem with all these departments, they are not 24 hours. But our guests contact us 24 hours. So in the new norm, by merging the whole department together, A, the advantage is I have a lot more people now. B, I can actually schedule them to have 24 hours of operation. They handle all the social medias instantly or a couple of minutes. In-room dining, so reservations team will have to learn in-room dining, and guest service, the operator team will have to learn how to make a reservations. So with now this department being merged, the guest experience department or guest experience has actually gone up because the speed is a lot faster. No one is thinking, oh, who's supposed to respond this message? So everyone knows any instant messaging comes from this department. So now we change the name of this department called Guest Engagement Center. Another department that we merge. Okay, if you've been to hotels to organize a events, meeting, and weddings or anything, you will have AV technician coming to help you. Then when you start to pull out the laptop or something, you say, oh, this is not my job here. I will call IT to connect for you. Or you start to ask a little bit more, IT say, oh, I'll call the AV. So now we merge these two departments. Really, it's a one-stop shop. It's not rocket science that you cannot learn. So you just take a time to understand it. So now that we merge, we are getting ready for the new future when we start having the meetings. So my AV team is happy because they learn new things. My IT team is, wow, AV is really not so difficult having to look at all these cables. So this is another department we merge. being a large kitchen operation, what I've done or what the team has done is actually merge all the back of house, for example. The front of house is not easy because they are special signature restaurants which we live as it is. But the back of house, the main kitchen, the cold kitchen, the butcher, the all-day dining, canteen, they are all back of house. It's a lot of preparation work. So why is it canteen food is only made by these few chefs? Why can't canteen food be rotated to be made by many chefs? Everyone has an input of making food because everyone complains about canteen food all the time. So we have more chefs and creating new menus. So this is one department that we are merging all together. And when you merge them, because certain departments like butcher is like 2 or 3 people, it's very difficult to do rostering. So by merging it, it's not difficult anymore because everyone knows how to do butcher and to learn to how to handle it. So by merging it, we have more team members to actually do a proper rostering. Okay, those are just a few examples. I don't want to bore you too much. I talk about positions. So out of 500 people around in this hotel, there are over 200 positions. And we are an amazing company that we love positions. Everyone is a director, everyone is a manager, and then we're just creating over time so many positions. And again, we're going to reduce that to make the title simple. And by making the title simple, naturally the skills will have to be optimized as well. How? Show you. So again, GSA, you've been to hotels and some of you probably come to my hotel as well. There's a concierge and there's a large front desk. So you're waiting to check in and you see the concierge. I mean, if you work in hotels, you know they're concierge, but if you don't work in hotel, you think, why is this front desk people not helping me to check in? And you wonder. So when you ask concierge, oh, I don't check in, I have to ask my colleague to check in. So this is a very simple thing. It's really low-hanging fruit. We can just train everyone to be able to check in guests. As long as you're at the front, you're able to check in guests. And it's really not that difficult. We just have to provide the associates the right tools to understand it. So these are just some examples. So F&B as well. We have many different restaurants. On the 3rd floor, if you have never been to my hotel, on the 3rd floor I have French, Chinese, Japanese, and Thai cuisine. So while the kitchen team is very specialized because they all do different food and different skill set, the front desk of service has some difference but not a lot. All right, so there's no reason why one team cannot serve the other restaurants. So this is a matter of getting them the skills that they need so that they feel comfortable. And we will change our title rather than you are service attendant for the Allium Bangkok or service attendant for the House of Smooth Curry. And now we're going to call them Epicurean attendant. Okay. Laundry the same. It's amazing how many laundry positions of housekeeping positions we have. So the idea is also to merge a lot of the positions. And the idea for laundry is like you handle all the linen, you will be the laundry attendant. If you handle the guest rooms, you'll be the room attendant or housekeeping attendant. So room attendant, you don't need somebody to do the turn down. You don't need another person go check the minibar. Then you need a 3rd person who does, houseman or deliver fruits or things like that. So we have to merge to be the new norm. And obviously more beneficial to the associates as well. And also for the guests. Can you imagine if you're in-house and then you are being disturbed 3 times a day? So that's also part of the service. So I think I've given enough examples. What I'd like to do is just to recap a few things, and then maybe we will review questions, yes, if there are any questions, or maybe my presentation is so good that there's no question. I'm fine with that too. First, we are talking about this is beneficial to associates and organization. Yeah? You enhance the efficiency and makes us more competitive. And a lot of the merging actually brings the organization to be better in service quality, apart from productivity and competency for the associate. Thirdly, you make the associate feel valued, and they can be proud to be out there saying in this hotel that they work in, they have the opportunity to learn a few more skills. They learn a lot more than if they are in another kind of organization. And it's easy to implement, and you can actually have a very tangible outcome when you do a process. The key is communication and celebration. Like I said, when you communicate to the team, understand different departments. Some departments will tend to take more, be faster. Some department may be a bit slower, but always celebrate with small success. And human being, FOMO, is fear of missing out. If somebody is like doing so well, it's like, oh, I want to join them as well. So I thought celebration is also a key factor for success. What a beautiful hotel. So any questions, and I will provide the answers if you have any. Kun mi mai? Are there questions? Or you'll show the questions, right? So it's a good 45 minutes of talking. So I'd like to hear from you. How can I give more details or support? Or you find it useful?
Hello, Kun Chuleng.
Hey, Ferry.
I'm back again.
Yes, welcome back.
We have some questions coming for you.
Okay, good.
Do you find out any challenge introducing multitasking to older associates? If yes, how do you handle this?
Actually, yes and no. So the older associates takes a longer time to explain.
Right.
Because I'm not a spring chicken, so it's very easy for me to explain. Like I explained to older associates, I said, look here, regardless of what you plan when you want, or what you want to do after 60 years old, right? Everyone technically will retire at the age of 60. Right. So a lot of older associates, they're actually sometimes in their 40s or in their early 50s. And they are working like they want to retire today. So then it's a question of having a more closer chat with them and explain to them the benefit, to add value for them now or add value for them after they retire. So actually after talking, I actually support all my leaders. So those people that have difficulty in choosing the job 1, 2, or 3, I'm happy to jump in to coach them, like what do they want to do. So there was one senior person and he said, oh, at this age, what do I learn?
Right.
I said, I said, at your age, right, what did you want to do? There are so many jobs in the hotel. So if not doing this current role, what would you do? So he was saying like, oh, you know what? Actually, I would like to learn how to make dim sum. And this hotel, we are very busy with making dim sum. And if my chef, Chinese chef, can certify a few people that are able to make dim sum, and on a day we are really busy, this gentleman will actually be very supportive to do some dim sum. So I think communication is key.
Right. Okay, back to the questions. Are you planning to merge revenue management?
With who?
That's a good question. There is no, here just mentions, are you planning to merge, I don't know, do you have in your revenue management, you have different types of revenue people that look after different area, different department, or one revenue look after the entire of the
we have revenue that handles both rooms revenue and hotel revenue like banquets. So they actually manage the whole revenue.
Okay.
Yeah, so no.
So for those that have a different maybe department revenue that handling different departments, what do you have any suggestions?
So I think you have to analyze your organization, because when you have all these revenue, maybe you are a group of organization whereby it makes sense for them to actually specialize in one area.
Right.
Again, when you talk to these associates, it's always good to have them not so silo, because even if you have 3 revenue management, one doing resource, one, let's say, if I understand the question, one doing city hotels, one doing food and beverage or something, they actually have to understand each other's job, because all of them do not work 365 days.
Right.
In the end, you need to run revenue 365 days. So it's better for you to make sure that they actually cross to understand the business.
I see. I hope that's answered the questions.
If not, shoot another one.
There's another new questions. For those associates who don't want to do multitasking, how do your team deal with them, or how to motivate them?
So actually, we did a lot of motivation. We also did a lot of fear. Fear as in not threatening them, but we share a lot of information. For example, we started off with, first of all, what is valuable to them.
Yeah.
We explain why, and you can see a lot of benefits. But in the past month or past few months, you have seen a lot of news, right? Hotels closing.
Right.
People taking 1,500 people off. 15,000 they're going to remove, 2,500. All this. So we show the associates. We don't hide the information. We show the associates. Then our question to the associate is, when an organization choose 1,500 people to be removed out of their, let's say, 10,000, what do you think is the criteria?
Right.
So everyone actually got it. Everyone got it, like those people that have the least value to the company.
True.
So if you don't want to be the least value, this is the opportunity for you to increase value to yourself, right? So that's our suggestion.
I hope that's also answered the questions. There's a new questions here, very useful. Thanks for sharing. Any plan to merge some positions between administrations, finance, talent, and culture?
Admin, right? So admin is no longer like what we have before, right? Whereby you do invitation, you do meetings and things like that.
Right.
Admin don't do that. If you want to meet somebody, you just do a calendar invite. You can already see in their calendar if this person is free or not free.
That's true.
And then admin don't even do minutes in my hotel anymore, because everyone, the leader who runs that meeting, will write their own minutes, and then we finish it off. So what does admin do? I still have an admin, but this admin handles all the tasks, nothing of all those things that I mentioned. So overall, how the hotel, there are many new programs like Marriott. We have many new programs we have to roll out. The point of contact for everything. So a lot of the admin that helps the admin office, like executive office, will be handled by them. Of course, handling guests and all this will be more our job, but basic administration will be handled by admin, but not doing the traditional meetings, coffee, tea, calendar, and minutes. And many of my ex-com team actually do not have an admin, like my finance don't have an admin. My HR also don't have an admin. Come to think about, all sales and marketing have one coordinator, but actually no one has admin except for executive office. Very lean. Yeah.
All right.
But again, I would encourage those of you that actually have a lot of admins, talk to them. You'll be surprised what they want to do in their future. The ambitions or the career path they want to take. Like I explained, a lot of people, they think, I'm not good with talking to people, so I'm stuck with this admin job and that's it I do. But there are a lot of jobs you don't have to talk to people if you're not good with people. So you can actually find other jobs to do within the hotel, not even outside the hotel. So it's a matter of communication and talk to the associate.
All right. We have no more questions. Thank you very much for answering all the questions we had.
Thank you.
And thank you again for sparing your valuable time with us this afternoon.
My pleasure.
Okay, before finishing our sessions this afternoon, we have upcoming AGM very, very soon. So please follow the announcements which is coming out soon. And at the end of the survey, at the sessions, we have a survey. Please input us, and then if you have any also questions, you can throw from this question and answer. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you again, Kun Chuling.
Thank you. So before I finish off, there's no more questions. I just have 2 gifts. Giveaway. Can we show the giveaway to our webinars? Thank you for staying for the entire session. It's a dry topic and it's quite sensitive, a conversation you talk to your team. But I thought I still would like to give you 2 gifts before I part.
Wow.
So can we show off the slides again?
Surprise for us.
So, old ways won't open new doors. I'm sure everyone realized that already. And the next one, in case you think it's very difficult, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with your first step. And this is one of my favorites. So with that, I leave you and I wish all of you a magical Monday and hope to see you at my hotel very soon. Sawadee-ka.
สวัสดีครับ
Thank you. Okay, finish.
Done.